We're talking about the card of the week.
Card of the week.
Card of the week, guys. Okay. So last week, we our first card of the week. What was the first card of the week, Jim?
Basic Island.
Did you like all those islands that we showed?
Yeah.
We had like 20 different versions. The sweet thing, the cool thing about Magic is like they'll reprint the same cards over and over and over, and then just get different artwork.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole other topic too, like art in games, specifically card games.
Yeah.
Is huge.
They also got to stop making really cool full art basic lands.
Please stop.
Okay, because every new set.
By that I mean keep going.
Because every set, I'm like, oh, I want this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I want this one.
Or the secret layers that have.
Oh man, the full text. I love that.
Yeah, we know it's a cash grab. Okay, we know it's a cash grab.
They're just trying to get on the singles market, you know?
Yeah, right. All right, so that was the first card of the week.
Yes.
Jim, what is our second card of the week?
So as soon as you brought up the card of the week, this was honestly the first card I thought about.
Was it really?
This was the first card I thought about.
All right, I want to hear why then.
Nth Metal.
All right.
From DC Deck Builder.
So if you have not, go check out. We've got quite a few videos of DC Deck Building game on the channel. It's a game we're going to get back to. I say this a lot. Like, it's a game we're going to get back to. But it's a game we haven't played in a bit, I don't think. But I want to play it again because it's a fun game. It's an amazing game. The first deck building game that both of us played.
Yep.
So, Jim, tell us a little bit about the card Nth Metal, will ya?
All right. I honestly think this is like the most broken card in all of DC Deck Builder. All right. So you play it, you get to blow up a card from your deck. Not from inside the deck.
Okay,
but
yeah.
From your hand or discard.
No.
Only from hand?
No.
Only from discard?
No. That's not it.
What does the Nth Metal say?
Like, I literally just had the card up. I literally just had it. All right, here we go. Okay. So Nth Metal, is an equipment. Okay.
Yeah.
It costs 3 and says +1 power. Look at the top card of your deck. You may destroy it.
What's the one I'm thinking of?
I don't know what the one you're thinking of is.
Just blow up something from...
This one, the great thing about Nth Metal, okay?
I really want to know what card I'm thinking of.
I want to know what card you're thinking about too. It's not Nth Metal, but
Look
Nth
at the
Metal,
top and then you could blow it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So the thing about Nth Metal is the cost. It only costs 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, normally, like if you see an Nth Metal early game, you're picking it up.
Yeah.
Because your deck is full of starter cards.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got the majority of your deck is full of starters.
Mm-hmm.
So when you play it, probably going to get a starter.
Yeah, and hopefully you see the vulnerabilities.
If you have, right.
Early
Which
game,
will,
hopefully you see them, but even if you see the punches,
right.
get rid of them.
Right. Yeah, so that's why Nth Metal is so good. Like, Nth Metal shines 100% in the early game.
Yeah.
So if you're not familiar what a deck building game basically is, you have your starter cards. Okay.
I'm like, man, it's been a while since we played this.
Clearly, right? Your starter cards, which do the most basic of actions. Okay. In DC Deck Builder, it's your punches and your vulnerabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Your vulnerabilities do literally nothing. They are cards that just take up space.
Yeah.
Right. Your punches provide +1 power. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as you build up your deck and buy cards from the lineup, or gain cards from the lineup, I should say, and then build out your deck, those starter cards don't do a whole lot because you want to get to your good cards.
Yeah.
Okay. And those basic cards are just in the way.
Yeah. You want to be able to play your good cards as consistently as possible.
So, whatever card you're thinking of is probably better. Like it could be, you could be thinking of like Heat Vision.
Yeah.
Like Heat Vision is blow something up in, I believe, in hand.
I think I am just confusing.
I think
cards.
Heat Vision is in hand. But the thing is, I believe Heat Vision costs 6.
Yeah,
I think Heat
it's a
Vision
lot more
costs
expensive.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're talking a card that costs only 3 you most likely will be able to buy that turn 1 every time, unless you were unlucky enough to draw 3 vulnerabilities. Because I believe it's 7 and 3.
It shouldn't happen.
I believe it's 7 and 3. I believe it's 7 punches and then 3 vulnerabilities. So yeah, statistically, you should be able to get, you will like in at least one turn. Either turn 1 or turn 2, you'll most likely you'll be able to build it.
But that's the thing. Like, so if I ended up only getting the 2 punches, it's like, all right, now Dan's probably going to take the card.
If it's there.
What are the odds he also just has 2 3 vulnerabilities?
Right. If it's there. Right. So that's why, like, when you're setting up for the game, if you see Nth Metal, you're like,
prepare.
That's what we're going for. That is what we're going for. Right, like that's all we care about.
I was joking with Dan earlier. I'm like, if it was either end the game by taking the supervillain or take Nth Metal, I'll take Nth Metal just because, just out of principle.
Yeah. And I would be there too. Like that would be me as well. I'm trying to find Heat Vision. It's not X-ray Vision.
X-ray Vision's the defense card, I believe.
No, X-ray Vision is just a reveal. Each opponent reveals the top card of their deck, and you can play. I believe it's each opponent. Each foe. They say it. They call it a foe.
Each opponent.
It's basically each opponent. Correct. No, but yeah, I mean, Nth Metal is just so good, just because it costs 3.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, there was a game. I'll have to find it. I'll try and link it. I'll link it here if I can. But there was a game where I got multiple Heat Visions and I got rid of my entire starting deck. And I think I got rid of it with the Nth Metals.
Yeah.
I think.
Probably.
So, I mean, if you can imagine getting 2 Nth Metals early game, you're gonna win.
I was like,
you're most likely gonna win.
I think there was one game where you ended up getting both destroy cards early game, and I'm just sitting here like, oh man, he's gonna destroy me in the late game. Like, I can't find any card that is just like blowing up my deck.
And that's the thing with the core set of DC Deck Builder. There are not a lot of cards that let you blow up or destroy cards in your deck. There's not a ton. They're not a ton. They're definitely there, obviously, but there's not a lot as there are in future sets. So like just the mechanic of destroying your starter cards in a deck builder is key. So like in Marvel Legendary, it's KOing your cards. So it's you want to get rid of all your starting basic cards, and then you want your better cards.
Yep.
And honestly, that is the entire concept when you talk about card games, right? And you talk about building your own deck in any constructed format, right? Or even a limited or sealed format. You want to put the good cards in, you want to take the bad cards out.
Yeah.
So you want to get to your good cards so you can take your bad cards out, right? So that's the concept, right? So that's why we want to talk about Nth Metal. I mean, Jim apparently wanted to talk about a different card.
I want to talk about something else.
He wanted to talk about something else. But I think
but the early game Nth Metal is broken.
Correct. I think you have to. I think you got to talk about Nth Metal first, honestly, just because of the impact. Like, yes, again, let's talk about Heat Vision. Yes, a card like Heat Vision has big impact, but I don't think over the course of a game, Heat Vision will have the same impact as a card like Nth Metal would.
Yeah.
If you get even if you get it mid game, right? Nth Metal is just going to be a much more impactful card overall in your deck than Heat Vision will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Heat Vision late game probably going to take out a weakness or like a vulnerability if they're there,
which is very good because then you're essentially adding one more VP to the deck.
Correct. Yep. So 100%. So that is card of the week number 2. I'm enjoying this. Like we've got a running list going of cards that
ready for next week's
cards
too.
that we want to talk about. So yeah,